Live from MTN Network in South Africa. This is where Africa comes to play.
That is a masterclass!
Did you put your glasses on so that you can hear the sound better?
Yeah, because it's a reverberation of the glasses.
Congrats, Kev. Congrats.
It's, gosh, what a weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, what a Sunday, what a
Monday.
I mean,
what a Tuesday.
I am going to be a Mampara for this week. So if you want to nominate me, if you want to vote, please put me top of your polls. I don't mind. I am celebrating non-stop.
Deservedly so. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure how much of it I can take for the rest of the week.
This song's going to open the show all week, by the way.
Oh, okay. Well, then the first contender actually is Kevin for Mampara of the week. And I mean, we're on Facebook, Omni Audio, X Omni Audio Africa, as well as Insta, TikTok, and YouTube. So if you agree with me that Kev needs to be a Mampara because you're not a Liverpool fan, well then please go ahead and let me know on the socials. Morning.
Great morning. Second morning being champions. But we got a bunch of Mamparas, but not like heavy Mamparas.
Anything that is really far out, you know. And I mean, let's bring you into the fold and the conversation, because that lad Brooks won't pay stable hand is still pending.
Yeah.
I cannot believe it. And there's an investigation as to how well the horses are doing or something or the other.
Yeah.
We'll get to the bottom of that with more information, but not much from the last time we actually mentioned it, other than the investigation is ongoing.
Exactly.
Pay up.
Gary Neville, he's a rat-faced git, as I said yesterday, big Manchester United player. He predicted Liverpool wouldn't make the top top four, sorry. They would finish fifth. He didn't think Liverpool had a chance of winning on a slot. He said it would take us another 30 years to win anything. So he's a Mampara nomination.
I think that one comes in quite strong then.
Everton fans. So you know what they did, and we'll go through this. So I don't know if you saw Sia Khaleesi was standing, big Liverpool fan, with a red flare. Everton fans, some of them, went and rebranded...
They just swapped the
rebranded blue flares with the red logos. So Liverpool fans are going, oh crap!
Wrong color. I thought that was very clever. I think that's a cute Mampara of the week.
Bits. And we got that 14-year-old, by the way, the 14-year-old Indian player in the RPL scored his first ton of 38 balls. I mean, that kid. I mean, Sachin Tendulkar is probably going, slow down, bro. I'm the legend. Yeah. And then Netball South Africa. I mean,
oh my gosh, it's still ongoing. Missing money, and that is basically what is in the spotlight. And so Cecilia Molokwane, as the president, has to account for this missing monies, which hasn't as yet been accounted for.
And she's still suspended.
Correct.
But it's only for 14 days. And the Portfolio Committee on Sport and Recreation and Arts have asked her, the parliamentary committee that is, have asked her to come back in 14 days, or asked them all. I said, where is the money? Please show us. And we're going to be playing audio later from Liam Jacobs from the DA, who actually goes, he echoes all of our conversations. And
because it can't just go poof.
No, it can't.
Right?
No.
So, but for me, I always get stuck at the point where, how did you think that it would just go unnoticed? Like, surely, where are your checks and balances? Accounting, the money needs to be accounted for in some way, shape, or form.
Exactly.
Audited statements need to be done. So I always kind of get very confused when it's like, kapoof. Because kapoof comes with accountability, right? It can't just be kapoof.
Yeah. You know what? Let's talk about this right now, because this is the most annoying story for me of the last 2-3 weeks. Netball South Africa hosted a World Cup. This we know.
A very successful World Cup.
Great World Cup,
All
first
the
in Africa.
All the bells and whistles. I mean, SuperSport even had an only woman crew that brought you the Netball World Cup, from director to producers to floorman, like the works, to presenters. It was also a first in terms of broadcasting. And so this is how big this World Cup was. It was firsts on many fronts.
I mean, the team didn't do as well as everyone hoped, because your home World Cup. But such as it was, why does it take 2 years to get financials out? Who is in charge of the financials? Why are the financials taking so long? And whenever that happens, for me, immediately my ears prick up going, there's something missing. It's 90 million rand of
pounds. I'd be on the floor.
of taxpayers' money, and that's a lot. And they can account for 60 million rand of that, but they can't account for another 30 million rand. You know, and then there's 40,000 rand, which was, and it's more than we thought earlier. It's 40,000 rand for condolences, and then they went, yeah, that may have been for players who died. We don't know.
Huh?
So
For players who died.
Liam Jacobs, the DA MP. And also McCallum, they're both my heroes, and also the EFF MP. I've watched this 10 hours to watch, but
You watched a full 10 hours.
I've watched 10 hours of the YouTube thing, and we'll put a link up to this, and they grill everything, grill them left, right, and center.
You know what? Why do we always have to get to this?
Yeah.
Right? When it comes to administration issues, why must we get to this always? It's not new for us either. And Netball South Africa wouldn't be the first.
Yeah.
But it is. If it is that you have this amount of money in your hands, you need to be able to say that I spent 2 rand on 5 sweets the other day, 10 rand on whatever, 5 rand, because that money is not yours.
Exactly that.
And every time it happens, I still kind of get flabbergasted as to, so this money came into your bank account and you just thought, I could just spend it any old how, and there's no recourse, because maybe I was a great president, and maybe I was the first of many, and I didn't. Here we are, answering as honestly as we're able to, and we can. And that is actually when the minister came in, decided to dissolve the current board, and then a forensic investigation into the maladministration of where did the money go.
Well, there's been so many forensic investigations into boxing in South Africa. I remember when Dumele Mateze was in charge.
Mr. Mateze.
You know, hello, I'm sitting on the couch today, and I love Dumele, he was great. But a personal question. What would make you, a respected journalist, okay, or
Look,
go to sport?
my granddad was a boxer.
Okay.
And he always had hopes and dreams of becoming a professional boxer, but couldn't back in the day. Mopping up to do that before you could even be the difference. The cleaning.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you know. And I stood again, actually. So there were only 2 from the previous board that were nominated to stand again. And I did. I was like, if I make it, here I go, you know. And I knew that this...
Well, luckily you didn't have
The
to
odds were
face...
stacked against me.
Luckily you didn't have to face Liam Jacobs, who is my, apart from the head of the committee, the chairman, Liam Jacobs is my new personal hero. And this is how he took them on. So he doesn't ask simple questions, doesn't ask gentle questions. He goes...
For the jugular.
He gaan full colored, nee.
Kevin.
Okay, thank you for accepting that you don't know. Then I want to move to Netball South Africa. Now, you heard me talking about money, and I'm very clear on what I want to know. I want to touch on a lot of things here, and the first thing I want to touch on is that your financials reflect 41,041 Rand across 2 years for NSA condolences. What is that? Is there anyone to respond to me on finances here? I expect the CEO to be able to respond on finances.
Honorable Member, I have to check the document that you're talking about.
You can't check a document. You can't come to a portfolio committee that represents the people of South Africa and say you must check a document. You are a CEO and you are supposed to know what is inside of your document. So please explain to me and the 250 South Africans watching now and the hundreds of thousands that are going to watch, what is NSA condolences? You spent 41,000, you ought to know.
The only thing I can remember at the top of my mind is the players that, netball players that died. That's what I remember at the top of my mind.
You spent 41,000. What did you use it for?
Honorable Member,
They don't know.
respect, can I get back to get the
Sorry,
details?
YouTube was a
Because
bit
this
up
is
and
not
down.
for this financial year.
No, you are correct. It's not for this financial year. It's for the 2024-2023 financial year. At the financial years that ended in 2023 and 2024.
Exactly, Honorable Member. I was employed in October 2023 and I wanted to be given an opportunity to go and check and I will report back.
So you didn't do your homework before the portfolio committee? You present us a report, you don't do your homework on the report. What must can happen?
And it just goes quiet.
Yeah, but it's... Kev, I don't know. I think it goes as number one. Yes. And there's so much more to it.
Yeah.
So much more. But here we are. So... money comes in at number one for Mampara of the week.
Yeah, I mean, and we keep saying this, it's millions of rands. It's not like just 14,
No, it's not couch
40,000
change.
for
It's not
condolences.
couch change.
No. It's life-changing money. And
I'm very upset.
people are paying silly buggers with our taxpayers' money. And not just that, the money that can be used for development of sport.
Of netball,
Yeah.
correct. Grassroots, take it in, unearth tomorrow's talent. It's not there. Anyway, let us know your thoughts on our socials. Omni Audio Africa on pretty much all our platforms. Omni Audio on Facebook.
This is Omnisport Africa. We are putting African sport first, live and on demand on your phone, data free on the MTN network in South Africa. T's and C's apply, and online at omniaudio.africa. Because reading about it tomorrow won't help you today. When we created Omnisport, we wanted you to hear from Africa's greatest sports journalists. In South Africa, there was only one choice.
No big deal.
Omnisport proudly presents Inside SA Soccer with Brad Jakes.
Whatever that Chiefs can do, it would seem Mamelodi Sundowns can do better.
With over 3 decades as one of South Africa's most talented, decorated, and astute soccer journalists, Brad Jakes is the man the players, coaches, team owners, and officials listen to.
This is a brave man.
Inside SA Soccer with Brad Jakes, exclusive to Omnisport, where Africa comes to play.
Now that's a garage match.
Listen live now and on demand at omniaudio.africa.
Audio.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Yeah, still on Mampara. What a Mampara. Number one, we've got obviously Netball South Africa and the shenanigans there. And then the bookie that still hasn't been paid, Kev. I'm also confused here. I'm just confused when it comes to money not paid. Money not accounted for.
Yeah.
Bookie, no. Stable hand makes a bet.
So the way it is, Dylan Phelan's a 26-year-old a 25-year-old online stable hand, and he put a bet on 2 horses from his own stable, which he's allowed to do.
Okay.
And these horses were outside favourites, 80 to 1 and 125 to 1. But a year later, they haven't paid him, and they won out. So he's supposed to be paid 274,000 pounds, which is 6.3 million rand. He's now in court because the Irish Horsing Race Federation they're now investigating because the horses suddenly improved quickly. They want to know if there was drugs involved. It's like Arnold Schwarzenegger of drugs.
Like some doping, horse doping.
Mind you, one horse is called Rocky, as in Rocky's Diamond, and the other one is called Diamond Nora. But they have been on an upward curve.
So Black Diamond. Diamond Noir.
No. That's Netball South Africa.
Stop it, Kevin. Stop it. Stop it with your jokes.
I'm sorry, but it's Tuesday. I'm allowed to tell jokes.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm a champion. I'm wearing my Liverpool shirt. I can do it all.
I don't know how much of this more I can stomach.
You've got 2 weeks to come.
Oh, someone help me. But anyway,
yet.
Oh, thanks, Mdu.
Right, Mdu, you okay there? It's Melissa's fault now. Melissa, hi. How you going?
Hi.
How's the weekend going? Good, thank you. Just shout Liverpool. Thank you very much. That's all you need to do.
I didn't know Mel was a fan.
No, she's not, but she likes me.
Oh, okay. So when are they going to pay the poor stable hand his money?
After this investigation and after the court case. He's in the High Court now fighting for it. And for a stable hand. So let's say that guy's getting paid probably £20,000 a year. Betting, I want Dylan Phelan to win.
I presented the lotto for so many years, and trust you me, I tried, I checked, I looked, and still the most.
Tata my chance.
I did. I tata my low millions. I think like 14 rand or something, and I was just like, oh, I wish I could win. But then I never played.
I have won 1,400 rand on the lottery, and that was it.
I'm not a big better, It
was like a 10 rand
or
lotto
gambler,
ticket,
really. But for fun, I did.
Yeah.
But I was just hoping, like, maybe today's the day. But it never was.
Well, you like to do it as presenter?
Yes, because it's a 1 in 3 million chance that you would win. And obviously to show that it's free and fair and that anybody could play, I played.
I would love to see a lotto presenter win and then go on air and go, "Fuck you, I'm leaving."
No, I'd
hate the show.
There was a man that won it 9 times, but he would spend big money, like 300,000 bucks, like on a 40 million rand jackpot.
I had a friend who hit, whose father, Greek, living in Welcome, I was at university with him, hit the 6 numbers before this thing. Hit the 6 numbers, was in panic. Basically, it was one of those days when you had to buy the ticket, you couldn't do it online. And they got in the car and drove and 20,000 rand.
Still better than
But the first time in his life, he owned a bicycle shop in Welcome, and the first time he was actually out of overdraft, and he actually took the check and also the overdraft certificate, framed it and put it on his wall.
Oh,
so
what
there's
a
that little thing.
Yes,
So
it is. It is,
yeah.
just to give you a little bit of a boost. So with that said, just think what it would mean for the stable hand.
Exactly.
To get this money, life-changing.
That
he's
is Irish. Can you imagine
2.
the amount of Guinness that man could be able to buy?
I wasn't thinking that. But okay.
He'd be swimming up and down in lakes of Guinness.
That is what A Mampara number 2. I really love the story, and that's the Everton fans, man.
They made me laugh.
Well, what did they do? Changing the labels from the red, from
flares.
the blue flares. No, red.
So from the blue flares, so the red flare, no, from the blue flares to the red flares. So they basically put red labels on blue flares.
Blue flares, yeah. I thought that was very cute, very innovative. I think it's a cute what A Mampara.
And if you see you'll see like the scenes outside Anfield, and the guys are going,
"It's a boy! It's a boy!"
Throw it away. A certain Sia Khaleesi was outside that stadium, partying hard, singing, "We told you you'd never believe us, we're going to win the league." I mean, Sia is such a big Liverpool fan. He was in the stadium. There was pictures of him with Ian Rush, Kenny Dalglish, Steven Gerrard. Yeah,
definitely not Gary Neville, right?
No, Gary Neville's a rat-faced git.
Calm down.
But he is. He, beginning of the season, he said Liverpool won't finish in the top 4.
I remember, yes.
And other things that he said.
List them, go for it.
He told
Get it off your chest.
Jamie Carragher on a test match, he said, Liverpool are FUCKED for 30 years because of Jurgen Klopp leaving. Then he said, your manager's effing off, and that you lot effed for another 30 years. Said, you might get Champions League football, he said. Yeah, but I don't think you're your best. Maybe, I don't feel like I'm watching title winners, to be honest with you. Then he says, Arsenal are the only team to take on City. So these are his predictions, and this is a pundit. You know, and as a betting pundit, I mean, I'm not great, but I could have predicted Liverpool would have finished.
Yeah, I think we all could.
Yeah. And the other thing he said that Liverpool...
But also isn't just,
down,
it's biased, isn't it? It's just biased.
It's making noise.
And look, we're making further noise about it.
Yeah.
So I think he's been successful.
Well, he was shut up because after the game, Liverpool Spurs game, the weekend 5-1 won the title, and he's supposed to come down to the pitch side, little hooky, to talk with Paul Scholes and a bunch of guys on Sky Sports and say, yeah, this is what happened. He refused to come down because he said, Liverpool fans, they said, they would abuse me. So he said,
we're waiting for you.
Well, Brew, come down. Take it. Take it like a man. Or take it like a girl. Take it like a transsexual. Take it. Just take it, man.
Oh, Kevin, you had to go there.
I had to go everywhere.
Yeah, you're just off your chest now. You're okay.
Well,
where would you like to rank Gary Neville in our A Mampara list?
He's probably second.
Second. So
but he's always
first,
second, yeah. First is probably me.
Cecilia.
Oh, no. No. Cecilia.
So we're going Netball South Africa. Second,
me.
Kevin.
And then
because I don't know how much I can take of this for the rest of the week.
Gary Neville.
Gary Neville. Sorry.
Gary Neville.
4, the bookie.
The bookie. And then, this is not a Mampara. This is...
5 Everton fans?
No, the Everton fans... Cricket. So this is them...
Valibav Suryash
I'm
Vanchi.
so happy you've been practicing that because I'm 14 years old.
Since yesterday.
So, really?
Because I'm like, here it comes.
But 14 years old.
It's amazing.
Imagine if you Sonny not Sunil Gavaskar, but I forget his name now. The great Indian cricket player, the 16-year-old, the little short guy. His name is coming to me now. But 16-year-old, he was a prodigy. He was brilliant. This guy now is playing for the Rajasthan Royals. He scored 101 from 38 balls, 7 fours, 11 sixes, and basically smashed the Gujarat Titans in the IPL match on Monday. 14 years old. How do you hit a ball that hard?
How are you even a part of that team at that age?
It's
mind blowing.
It's
mind blowing
because when you think about guys who've got big levers, he's not that tall. He's 14 years old.
Power,
and he's got power, and he is now smashing them. Left, right, and center, and he's not a tall guy.
But don't you think it's also the generation, if you take a look at sport, all sporting codes, that you'll see the next generation move in, but move in at an age younger than what we're used to. At 14, we're seeing Valibav doing what he does. At 21, we're seeing a Mofokeng come into the fold, you know? Yes, that isn't as young, but you're seeing younger and younger athletes coming into first team setups and just blowing our minds.
And yet the sport that people usually do well in when they're younger is swimming. So you look at your 14-year-olds, your 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds. I'm thinking about Chad Leclerc, who was a Commonwealth Game champion in 2006 at the 2010 in New Delhi. And he was 18-year-old, still in matric then. And then I was told by his coach, I said, don't worry, this guy's going to beat Michael Phelps in London. I said, yeah, whatever, bro, whatever.
And look.
And 2 years later, did I look like a twit? And there are guys who are naturally young, but then there are people who can extend it throughout their careers, and that's the magic, and that's the luck almost, and that's the trick.
Yeah. Did I tell you that I went to the SA Nationals cubing competition yesterday?
You didn't.
I did.
Tell me.
It was amazing.
Is that Rubik's Cube?
Yes.
Okay.
So they've got pyramids. There's one that looks like a pyramid, then there's 3x3x3, 2x2x2. I'm not so good. But anyway, my cousin has a son who was in there. He walked away with 3 silver medals, 1 bronze medal, and all you ever hear is...
That sounds like crickets.
No. That's like the Rubik's Cube going round and round. And
so what speed are they doing? Sorry.
Man, seconds. The longest was probably 15 seconds. But in seconds, 3 seconds.
Wow.
The champ, 5 seconds. I'm just like...
It would take me days.
And so I was just like, wow, it was out of this world, Kev. Out of this world.
I don't know if you remember that whenever those Rubik's Cubes came out,
It took me forever to get
The second
colours
biggest
all-
selling thing was a Rubik's Cube hammer. That you could smash the thing to pieces and then put it together again. Yeah.
Once ever do I remember getting all the colours.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
It's okay. You can't say all the colours because you are one. But you got all the colours on one side and you can get the one on the other side. That's the most.
Yeah. But it was phenomenal. And I mean, it was the biggest on the African continent because cubing is picking up. There was one lady that like killed the guys. I was like, girl power, you go. And it's just for everyone. You know, young and old compete against each other. It's not sort of like, and this age group is, but wow, I was left wowed.
Now that's, I couldn't do it. I would go 1, 2, sorry.
Seconds. And then they've got like a few seconds to look at it. So you start, then they have like a thing over it, then you get to
then they
study
go
it.
okay, yeah.
Then you study it, you put it down, and then you say ready. And then you go. Anyway, I'll tell you more about it.
Sounds
later.
like a spectator sport of note.
It was phenomenal. Phenomenal, I tell you. Phenomenal.
So to go through Mamparas, stable led, mild.
Yeah.
Netball South Africa up there.
I mean, coming in very strong for me is contender number 2, Kevin McCallum.
And then Everton fans, tell you what, I'll take it. Mampara of the week. But champion of the week.
Coming in close with Netball South Africa.
And Gay Neville just behind me.
Till tomorrow. Cheerio.
Not the sports news on omniaudio.africa. Africa with Romy Titus and Kevin McCallum.